to talk about something interesting.
Okay, so Toei Animation just dropped the intro for the Sailor Moon Cosmos movie that's airing this summer, 2023. And in this intro, we see a number of things that I found interesting because it's pretty much an exact reference to a number of different Sailor Moon intros. I just think it's so crazy and wild to figure out what Naoko Takeuchi, who's in charge of this remake of Sailor Moon, takes from the original 1992 version of Sailor Moon and what she chooses to discard. I just can't figure out whether any of this is an homage or it's like creatively bankrupt fan service, or is this some sort of admission that the 1992 anime got a heck of a lot of things right, even aesthetically, and now Naoko has come to terms with that? I have no idea, but let's look into what happens here. The first and most obvious reference is going to be the opening song, Moonlight Densetsu, which I'm sure you're all super familiar with as the opening song for the original 4 seasons of the first Sailor Moon anime. It was, however, not used in Sailor Moon Crystal in the first 3 iterations of Sailor Moon Crystal. This could also reference the fact that in this arc, the Stars arc of the original anime, the theme song was changed away from Moonlight Densetsu. So now the Stars arc finally has its Moonlight Densetsu. The first shot in the Sailor Moon Cosmos OP references the Sailor Moon Super's second ending, with all the soldiers standing in front of the spotlight coming on, and them being posed. The pillars and the palace architecture reminds very much of the opening to Sailor Moon S. However, the exact flight pattern of the sailors as they fly off is an exact reference to the Sailor Moon Super's opening. After the title card, which largely is closest to Sailor Moon Crystal, we get this quick spotlight reference. This is from the eye catch in Season 1 of Sailor Moon. However, what it's actually referencing is the Sailor Moon S opening 1, where this spotlight imagery from Season 1 is first referenced in the 90s anime. In fact, the next shot appears to be a less kinetic, kind of toned down version of the Sailor Moon S opening 1. The outer soldiers seem to be forcibly inserted into a lot of this. And then the next shot is of the 3 starlights with Princess Kaku real quickly. Not exact, but certainly still a reference to when they show up in the Sailor Stars opening. Tuxedo Mask in front of the moon and night skyline happens in a number of the openings, including the first Sailor Moon S opening, the second Sailor Moon Super's opening, but the shot that it's directly referencing is from the first Sailor Moon opening. The bits of Chibi Chibi, the cats, Neo Queen Serenity, and Small Lady are completely original and honestly not very good. It's likely because it's the first part of the Stars arc being animated here, so we don't see any Galaxia. The next shot is an almost entirely accurate recreation of the Sailor Moon S opening Sakuga, albeit extended to include the outer soldiers, and also with Mercury coming before Mars. Usagi reaching out to grab Chibi Chibi's hand mirrors Usagi reaching out to grab the other inner soldier's hands in the Sailor Stars opening, of course referencing the events of episode 200. The final shot of the OP foreshadows the plot of the Stars arc, including the 3 lights being meteors streaking towards Earth, Princess Kaku's golden osmanthus flowers, but also the foreshadowing the scene on the roof with Seiya. One final reference as all the characters slide onto screen in front of this palace architecture we mentioned earlier from, yes, you guessed it, the Sailor Moon S opening. This is all very weird to me, considering most of the references here come from the Sailor Moon S opening, which isn't the series that this season is adapting. I also find it passing odd that the creatives behind Sailor Moon Cosmos would choose to go this fan service route right now, instead of paying homage to something more along the lines of Stars, or even coming up with something creative and new like they did for Sailor Moon Crystal's first openings. But anyway, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Did this hit you right in the nostalgia, or did you find it a bit cloying and pandering? If you'd like to hear me talk more about Sailor Moon facts, you can check out the iceberg video that I made, or if you'd like to hear me talk more about a certain Sailor Moon opening, I have a video on the first Sailor Moon R opening and the mystery behind it on my channel.